Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Let me try to make some adjustments to the shot. I don't know if it helps or not. This is supposed to be fluorescent yellow green, and it's not coming out. I don't know what to do. At least not on stream. On my monitor right here. The feed on my monitor right here looks just fine. But when I look behind me to the other computer that is live on Twitch, that I'm watching my own channel, colors are all off. It's very faded. So I don't know what to do. One day I'll mess around with the cameras and see if I can get it right. It's been a few weeks now and I still haven't been able to get a good color going. Oh, here it is. I want to put a cap on this. How's everybody doing? If you're watching on YouTube, welcome, thank you. I am going to be, I'm pretty sure I can finish today the rest of these decals for the TT-02 Subaru. I did a couple of things today. I installed the 1060 ESC because I ripped it out. I ripped out the TBLE02S a few days ago to use in the, I think I used it in the TT-03 Porsche. So that car and the other two cars, the Holiday Buggy and the Neofighter, they both have switches that are mounted to the chassis. There's actually a slot, just like this right here, but it's on the chassis itself. So I think one of them was on the back of the Neofighter was on the back of the rear shot tower, and the other two had holes actually on the bottom of the chassis. And I definitely didn't want a hole on the bottom of the chassis, so I filled it in with the with the switches. Since it didn't come with the TBLE02S, I had to kind of salvage one from something else. So I'm going to take the chassis away for now, but I'm not going to need it. Let's see, I think I did something else. I kind of opened up these holes a little bit to make it a little bit easier to put the body on. So let's go ahead and see where we were yesterday. We have a few small trim stuff like the door handles we need to do first, and then we'll get to the livery decals. Let's see, I think we stopped at this one right here, which was 43. Either this one or that one. I think it was this one. Yeah, this one's 41, so that's 43. So let's see if we can find 44. 44 is right here and right there. And those are going to be these. I'm guessing they're just probably something to open the hood with. So let me see where they go. They kind of turn inward and they're just about right here. So, and we've started. Let's get going. Thanks for joining me on this Friday night. Oh, never mind. I will just use the tweezers. And they are turned inwards. And they're about right here. There's no mark here or anything, so it's just an eyeball. Looks too close. It's a little bit more down here. That's probably it. And then the only thing that matters on the other side is it's level with the one across. Okay, this one I'm going to try to do properly. Okay. Alrighty. So, how is that? Needs to be a little bit further back. And just a little bit more. Okay, probably went a little too far. And a lot closer to the side. Oops. Yeah, I think that's pretty good where it is right now. So let's peel it off and apply the decal. There we go. Easy peasy. I said it several times yesterday that I am going to be a little bit easier on myself when things don't come out perfectly. I've been probably too hard on myself in the past, and I kind of suck the fun out of building kits by my own doing. So I'm just going to, if I make a mistake like the, I did not on this car, on the Porsche, you can see right here, that line doesn't match this window. It's okay. It'll look fine. In pictures, it'll look fine. If you look at it very closely, sure. But just taking a photo of it, it'd be fine. So that was number 44. Let's see if we can find 45. I know 45 might be the door handle. That's 61. Where does this one start? This one starts at 47, so we got 45, 46. Is it the signal light? No, it's not. What else? Oh, it's the trunk. It's going to be these things right here. Yep, 45, one on each side. I think it's the trunk latch. Let's see. It's right next to the backup light, so I will just put that there. Easy peasy. I could probably do this by hand. How far down? It's kind of level with the backup light. So there's that. I don't know if you can see that. I need a bigger table. I need this camera to go higher so I have a little bit more clearance. This is only maybe 18 inches from the table to the camera lens, and a lot of things I can't do. So I can't really do that. And then the other one is right here. Since it's Friday night, I don't have work tomorrow. I work sometimes on Saturdays. Don't think I have anything to do in the morning, so I will just try to tough it out. Even if I go over a little bit over 2 hours. I usually just try to stream no more than 2 hours. just for my sleep's sake. I should probably start streaming a little bit earlier, but I can never kind of put things together before 10 o'clock. Kind of set everything aside and get ready to stream and stuff. Have the mental concentration to stream until like 10 o'clock. And then by then I'm a little bit tired. So what are you going to do? All right, so we got both of those. I think now it is it? So that was 45. Oh, there's still 46. 46. I wonder what 46 is. Is it the mirror? Let's see. No, that's 64. So what is 46? Because I already cut everything out and I'm not seeing anything left. Let's see if I can find it. 46, 45, 45. If you've been watching my stream the last few nights, you can tell that even though the instruction says follow the sequence, a lot of these decals, it doesn't matter. You need to put the headlight decals before you put the hella decals, but that's pretty obvious. Let's see. And by hella, I don't mean a NorCal phrase. I mean the name brand of the headlight is hella. So 46 is this right here. Is a Subaru symbol. Where the heck is it? 46. This is 47. It says this is 46 right here. Oh, here it is. It's right there. It's the middle one. 46 is right here. I thought it was 52. So let's see. And 56 includes the Subaru word. And I'm going to use a knife for this particular cut. I think it'll be a little bit safer. I'm not cutting anything. And I just changed the blade to this right before we started. And I'm going to go no further than this circle one right here. That is a number, so that should be okay. Wow, it's really close. You know what? I'm going to cut it to here first. Yeah. This is better with a clear ruler, but then the clear edge means it's plastic, and then it won't be as true as something that's metal. So a little bit of give and take here. Let's see. All right, it was a good cut. I got really close though. I got probably way too close to the decal. And now this is going to come this way. If you're wondering where I got this, I have it in my Amazon storefront, and it'll probably be a link down below in the YouTube video. So you can look for that there. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate it. Watching the archive after the fact. Okay, now let's see what I should do. I'm going to cut this out with scissors. I'm just going to cut this way and take that out. Okay. Now I'm going to try to cut this out. I'm going to try to follow this line as much as possible. And wouldn't have killed him to make this decal sheet a little bit bigger and give everything a little bit more room. Or better yet, just pre-cut everything. Then I don't have to do this. Not my favorite thing to do. All right, so I'm going to try to cut along this edge here. It's really hard to see fluorescent colors. Let me go this way. I have one light on each side. So this side, the scissors was casting a shadow. On my left side, it's all clear. So this part kind of feels like arts and crafts, doesn't it? Because I am cutting paper. And then I'm going to be placing the stickers onto the car. So this part really resembles crafts, arts and crafts. Building the kit itself, I think that's a little bit more like kit building, obviously. But you know, that's a hobby kit. That's a hobby craft as well. So makers and crafts is the category that makes the most sense for my stream, and that's why I picked it. And there's really no right or wrong way to cut this remaining decal. I do like to leave a little bit more meat when there is an empty space like this. There's nothing here that is going to get in the way of this decal, so I don't need to worry too much about how much of the bleed, I guess it would be called, to cut. I do need to avoid the door handle though. Oh no, the door handle goes over the decal. Interesting. Okay, get all the lint out. Okay. And let's see, where should we start? Probably best if we started right here. I do need to clear this. I do need to clear it, and these lines go at least on this right here. At least on this right here. You can see that middle stripe right here does seem, actually it's the top stripe does line up with this body line right here, this curve. So the height is going to be like this. So let me trim this part a little bit tighter so I'm not so close to the wheel well. if you're watching this on YouTube and you like watching this kind of content, I build Tamiya kits mostly for the rest of the year. I'll be building all Tamiya kits, and then next year I may mix in a few other kind of kits. Definitely I will mix in a Kyosho. So I already have a couple Kyosho kits waiting in the wings for me to build them. So definitely going to build those next year. Time goes by really fast. I mean, it's already July. Right? It's already July 8th. Next thing you know, it's going to be August, and next thing you know, it's going to be Halloween, Thanksgiving. It's going to come up quick. Before you know it, it's all I want for Christmas time, which is not my favorite. Okay, so I'm pretty convinced that these decals and the drawing are not the same, because it just doesn't line up the same. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to do my best. Okay, I think I should peel the bottom first and cut that. Maybe cut half of that first. Okay, so let's see where we are. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now, oops. It's gonna be tough getting this out. Right, there we go. Okay, and the reason why I wanted to do that is because there is a crease on the door that I want to accommodate this right here. I want to make sure that the decal has enough slack to be pushed in to this groove properly, adequately. All right, so let's just follow that edge. Hey, I think I did okay. I'm just going to use the back of this to push that in there a little bit. Kind of finish the edges. All right. Doesn't look too bad. All right. I think 47 would be the other side. Throw that away. Excuse me. Let's put this, let's cut this part out, but I think it's the same. When I cut the decal, it should all be coming out. I don't have to get super close on this decal. Which is really nice. Okay. I see a little bit of the blue line right here. All right, let's cut the rest. It is July 8th, 2022 at about 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. That is when I am recording this stream. or streaming. And if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, that's when this video was made. It was made live on my Twitch channel. So if you want to catch this live next time, definitely go check it out. I may also start streaming back on YouTube again next week. So maybe you can just subscribe here and turn on notifications to make sure you find out when I do stream. Your your following, your sub, your likes, your comments all help me a lot getting the word out about my channel, about what I do here. So always appreciate it if you can help me spread the word. And more interestingly, if you are building a kit, whatever kit it is, could be Tamiya, could be Kyosho, could be Team Associated, could be anything, it doesn't matter. I'd like to hear what you're building. It doesn't have to be RC, it could be a Gundam kit, it could be a Gremlin model kit. Who knows? I think it's all it's all interesting to me. I built plastic models when I was younger. I don't anymore. I don't think I have the eyes for that much detail. I think 110 is kind of perfect for me at this age. Maybe when I get a little bit older, I'm gonna have to build 1/8 kits. That'd be interesting. I'll just be building nothing but HCl nitros. That won't be too bad. Yeah, my visions is not as good as it used to be. So I have a slight problem here. Not huge. I don't know if you can see that, but that is pretty darn close. So apparently when I did this number 5, I kind of went a little too close. So I'm going to trim this a little bit more. So that I'm not going to touch the wheel well. And I'm going to try to get a little closer as well here. All right. Let's take a look. I'll cut this a little closer as well. Let's see. I think the top matters. Are there any decals above? Yeah, there's no decals above this one. Okay, so last time I actually want to do this from the bottom, not from this side. So let me do that. Alrighty. I try to stream 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. Today is Friday. I just wanted to finish this because I want to start a new kit next week, so that's why I'm streaming on a Friday night. Again, part of what I talked about before, being a little easier on myself and not try to do too much, and be too hard on myself on the quality of my work. On the same vein, I'd like to, you know, keep this fun for myself. Keep streaming fun and keep building RC car kits fun. Because if I don't, I will burn out, and then I won't do this at all. And I have kind of burned out before. If you are on my YouTube channel, you can see that over the last couple years, I've taken extended breaks pretty much every year since I started doing this. When I say extended breaks, I mean like several months without making any videos. And that's usually, well, last year was a lot more about being busy at work than kind of burnout, but it's kind of all related because, you know, if I'm already working, you know, until, you know, from the morning until the evening, I don't necessarily want to jump online and make a video and edit it and stuff like that. So it was all kind of related. Last summer I was really busy. I am a real estate agent, so, you know, I'm sure you know, the market was kind of on fire last year, starting to slow down, unfortunately, but you know, what goes up must come down. It's always a cycle. Money is very expensive right now. Interest rates are high, so not too many people in a hurry to take out a loan to buy a house. So houses are taking a little bit longer to sell, and prices are kind of coming down. So if you have a previously secured loan over the last 60 days or so, this would be a good time to buy a house. Or if you have cash. If you have cash, it's also a good time to buy a house. Or investment condo, whatever. Yeah, I don't want to talk about real estate. I'd rather talk about RC cars. So again, yeah, leave me a comment on what you guys are building. Doesn't matter what it is. You can be building a Lego kit. Still be interesting. I have Lego kits. Not anymore. I don't build them anymore. I have quite a few bricks though. Let's see. So that was 47, and we need to find 48. 49 is the hood. So let's see if I can spot 48. 48 is another Subaru. That's 49. Must be the trunk. 48. The trunk. It's going to be center right there. Doesn't look like I need to cut it too tight. I think I can manage that with scissors without cutting the word. So this one is just a little bit bigger, smaller than the livery in the front, as you can see. This is kind of like a reverse Nike swoosh. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of a swoosh. So let's see. you guys have a TT-02? Have you guys considered buying a Tamiya kit and you're just looking for videos to see how difficult it is? See if you would have the skills to do so. And I want to assure you that RC car kits are not difficult to build. There are some aspects that may be a little bit more challenging than the others, like understanding the electronics. But once you get the basics, it's really pretty simple. Because it's all the same. And painting the bodies a little bit different skill set. You have to excuse me. I have the fan on, and every time I turn on the fan, my throat gets a little dry. All right. So let's see. I think I should start on the bottom for this one because I don't think the top matters. There's nothing on the top. The bottom I need to line up with the bumper, so let's do that. Okay. Yikes. And I think that's pretty good. Is that pretty good? Yeah, it's actually a lot closer to the right side. I think that's pretty good. Let me see. Nope. Crooked. Very crooked. I can't really see the I don't see the actual line of the bumper. I see kind of shadows. So let me try again. Closer, but still a little bit crooked. Right here. Nope. Now I went too far. I'm kind of afraid to tear this decal. Okay, that's going to be good enough. All right. Ta-da. That looks pretty good. And let's do the front. Get a sip of water. I better not lose that. Let's put that over there. So that's 49 over there. And how's our time looking? Okay. So I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to finish this day. I think I was a little bit too slow yesterday. Well, the first day was the lines, so that was slow. So I only got through the windows on the first day. And then yesterday, I was doing the, you know, this stuff. This. Oh, and the lights in the front and the grill. It seemed like it was, you know, the decals were bigger and easier to cut out, but I feel like it took even longer than the lines. And the lines, you know, just the nature of the lines, you have to be really careful, and it was kind of difficult to cut. And I feel like even this right here, and it's just a square pretty much, kind of took me longer than I thought it was going to take. So if you watch my stream or have seen other videos on my channel, I tag the stream with ADHD. That's because that is something that I've been living with for a long time now. And I've kind of learned to function with it. I am able to overcome it by being more mindful and more focused and more deliberate, and medication, of course. But I don't need any of that to do this. I can sit here and build this kit for several hours, and I do that just streaming for a couple hours. The only reason I don't stream longer is just because I get tired. It's not because I can't concentrate or I lose interest. I just, it's already 10:30 at night. I can stream a little earlier, or I can stream during the daytime on the weekends. But I want to be consistent, and this is pretty much the only time that I can be fairly consistent. And I can control. Like during the day, sometimes I might have to drive around. I'm not home. I might have a phone call in the middle of the day. So it's not as easy to stream during the day for me. So I like streaming at this time. So I think it's going to be like this. It is going to be centered. So where I have it right now is actually pretty good. So as I was saying, yeah, I can consistently stream at this time every, for 4 nights a week. And I think being consistent is kind of more important for me as a beginner, beginning to stream. Think out of curiosity, if you see me every night on the makers and craft category, you may be curious enough to click and watch for a few minutes or a few seconds. And this might be interesting, and you might follow my channel. That's the hope. So again, I'd like to be, it's kind of like branding. You want to be consistent, and just streaming at a certain time of day and doing it regularly is my way of being consistent. So let's do this. I tried playing a video game. I tried playing VRC Pro on stream. The problem is, one, I'm not very good at it. 2, it is not a great game, I want to say. It's an older game. I think it's 7+ years old now. As an RC game, I guess it would be the one and only, probably, obviously the best RC car game. But with the mechanics, if you're watching it in a certain way or driving a certain, first-person view or third-person view, it's basically just a regular car game, and it's, there's a lot better car games out there. The cars that you have access to inside the game are outdated. You know, you start off, give you an idea, you start off with a Team Associated SC10 4x4. So that should give you an idea how outdated the game is. I think the last time it was updated was 2015. So that was 7 years ago. There isn't a lot of people playing, so it's kind of hard to get a multiplayer, contest going unless I can, gather some people from the stream. We can all play together. But it's not hard. You can control it with. You can buy a dongle and plug in your actual transmitter into your computer and play it that way, and that's interesting. So the look and feel is pretty decent. It's just, I think the gameplay is lacking a little bit. Okay, so that was 49, so let's look for 50. Lost my train of thought there. So I see 51 over here, so 50 should be this one here. Yeah, so 53, 54, 50. So this is 50, and it's all four of those. But then there's also a 62, which is a signal light. So these are the two decals, and then that white spot is actually for the signal light that we're going to put in later. So that's pretty neat. So let me cut this out. I got to cut close enough to get rid of that blue line, which is kind of funny. Didn't have to be so close. Okay, so let's go diagonal here, because that's going to be the wheel well. Let's see, so this is 50, so it's going to be on this side. And it's going to go along the wheel well right here, like that. Let me take a look. Okay, so it's going to be, looks like the bottom of that decal is going to line up with, I hope I didn't just lose a decal. It fell on, it fell. Oh, there it is. Nope, just a piece of paper. Okay, but let me trim this a little bit closer regardless. I've been watching Twitch streamers for a very long time. Several years now. I don't know how many years, but several years. And just like YouTube, it's harder than it looks. My biggest problem is technology-wise. I don't have a very good computer to stream from. I basically using a more of a workstation for working rather than streaming. It's not built for, and I know a lot of people start this way, so I'm not complaining. It's just so I, kind of what I can do is limited. I kind of rely on whatever functionality Streamlab has, and I haven't bought prime yet, so the features are very limited. I don't suppose anybody watching is also a streamer, can tell me if it is worth it to get prime. I'd appreciate it if you do know and give me a little bit of feedback or advice. I'm sure going with OBS would be better for me, but again, it's not so much the setup or the technical knowledge. I can figure it out. It's not a big deal. It's just I don't have that much time to invest in streaming just yet. So right now, something like Streamlabs works for me and it makes sense. And so I'm sticking with it in the time being. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. When all the decals are on, it's not going to make a difference how close I was to the correct placement. Nobody's going to know. I think the sum of all of the decals put together will make this car look good. It's kind of like the Euro truck. I have the Fat Fox. Actually, I sold it already. That kit had a lot of decals, and when all the decals were on, it doesn't matter if you were a little bit off on one or two of them, because just the sum of the whole thing looks so good, nobody's going to notice. And I think the same is going to go here. I think when I'm all done, a little bit, you know, this or whatever is not going to, anybody's going to notice. Maybe they notice on a Porsche. The Porsche is pretty bare. And that gap in the window line is pretty pronounced, so they may notice that, but it won't matter. And I think when it comes to putting decals or painting or anything like that, it's really just up to your skill level. There isn't, you know, don't beat yourself up over it. I used to, so that's why I'm saying this. I screwed up on painting all the time, especially with masking. And I used to be pretty hard on myself. To the point where I actually shredded one body because I messed up on painting, and I ended up cutting it in half and threw it away. That was a cheap body, though. It wasn't anything. It wasn't a Tamiya. It was one of those $15 bodies from China, and this is a few years ago. That was already kind of bent and dented from shipping here in the bag, and I was probably practicing, and I messed up, and I just really got upset and cut it in half. So I don't do that anymore. If I mess up, I do try. I don't compare myself to anybody, obviously. Building kits, painting, nothing. I'm not good enough to compare myself to anybody doing the same thing I am right now. I just compare myself to the last kit, how I did on the last kit, and hopefully I improve. Of course, every kit is different. I'm not building the same kit over and over again. But, you know, the same level of care, how many mistakes I made. I made quite a few mistakes on this car, actually. Mostly in the front suspension. I messed up a couple things. I had to take the whole front end apart to fix it. And I also left out a part on the propeller shaft. And I had to, when I had the whole transmission, I mean the front diff out, I put that back in. So everything's fixed. What's next? Let's see, that was 50 and 51, so now I'm looking at 52. Let's see. If you're wondering, if you're a young person watching this right now, and you're wondering what your eyesight, when older people say your eyesight is not as good as it used to be, I'm just arriving at that age where my vision is starting to be not as good, not as sharp. And the feeling is that I can read this text. I'm like maybe a foot away from, not even a foot, maybe like 8 inches away from my eyes to this paper right now. And I can read the fonts. I can read that. It's not a problem. The problem is looking at the numbers and distinguishing each one. So 31 and like this 28 looks just like the 26 to me. So it's really hard for me to tell. There's 27 and 25 also. There's a few places where it's just hard for me to distinguish. So it takes me a little bit longer to get things done. But I manage and I try to keep going. 50, what number did I say we were? 52, 51, so I'm looking for 52. What is 52? 52. '53 is this right here, and 53 is on the spoiler. Is that on the spoiler? On the wing? Yes, it is. 52. So 53 is on the other side. So where's 52? Let's see. Did I lose it? Here it is. D2 is the entire group right there. And again, the blue line is pretty darn close to the text. And I have to trim this quite tightly to take away the blue line. I guess the blue line wouldn't really matter on a blue body. It won't be visible at all. But, you know. Okay, that's an odd shape, but I think that'll work. And it's going to be on this side. So let's line it up from the bottom, and I'll put the Bilstein on that line right there. I don't know if you can see that line, but there's a line here. The gap between the two pieces. And the paint didn't come out really well. This is a little bit faded right here. But see, that's another thing I'm just not too concerned about. Did the best I can. Next time when I'm painting a plastic part, this is plastic, it's not Lexan, I will be a little bit more mindful about putting in more coats. I have to be mindful about using the white primer instead of the gray primer. I keep using the gray primer, and I think it makes my life a little bit harder. Like especially on the Porsche. I used the gray primer, so it took me a few more coats than probably needed to make it look decent. So it looks like this lines up with that. And I should probably cut this a little bit tighter. This is awkward. Okay. Decal. Hello. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna have to move this back. That's too close. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that's what losing your eyesight feels like. If you're curious, if you're a younger person and you're wondering, I'm just going through that right now. I have glasses. I don't wear them. I've had glasses since I was probably in 6th grade, and I never wore them. Mainly because I think I'm farsighted, and it's really only on one eye. So the other eye compensates, and I don't really need glasses. And I got away with it for all these years. But now I think it's starting to catch up with me, and I'm having a harder and harder time. But that is just a normal part of getting old. My hearing is not that great either. That's also on its way out. But that could very much be related to my years of youth listening to the car radio very loud, and music with a lot of bass. So a lot of people think that high-pitched sounds is what affects your hearing the most. But in fact, it's actually bass. It's the lower tones, especially the vibration from bass, that hurts your hearing the most in the long run. So again, if you're a young person and you want to avoid hearing loss, that would be one thing to stop doing. But if you're listening and you're driving up somewhere and you want to turn it up, of course, by all means. But when you're just on the freeway by yourself, maybe turn the music down a little bit, save your hearing. For the long run. There we go, 52 and 53. Let's see if I can find 54. Easier if I find it here first. 55, 54 is this Subaru France SA. Since there's only one, I'm guessing it's going to be either the front or the back. Let me see. Yep, it's right there. 54, kind of in between the bumper, rear bumper line. Kind of right there above the, oh, right there. There's a little lip right here. It's kind of hard to see. But that's where it goes. Da-da-da. Tell me if you guys enjoy doing the decals or not. I don't really enjoy doing this as much as I do building the kits. Of course, this is part of building a kit, and I embrace it. It's another skill that is developed. But I would rather put together a chassis. Not so much a diff or dampers. I don't like doing those. Probably my two least favorite things to do on a kit. But it's part of the kit. So I do what I have to, just like painting the body and putting decals on. It's part of the kit. I think that's pretty close. Let me see. Do I have the right decal? I swear this is printed very poorly. This is just printed poorly, because I don't know. Maybe it's my eyes. Maybe it's me. Let me see. So let's see. I think of all the Tamiya kits I've ever built, I think I've only seen one printing error. And the kit came with a addendum. So they already fixed it by the time I saw it. Can't quite remember which one it was. It was, you know what? I think it was the TT-02 SR. I think. I don't remember what part though. But I think it was the SR. All right, 54, 55 is the two STIs in the front. Again, they print that number really close to the decal itself. A little bit annoying. Let's see. I don't think I need to get too close. How is everybody's summer going? You can watch this any time of the year, of course. You could be watching this in year 2030, in January. The decade just started, you can be watching this video and have no context what I'm talking about. It is the middle of July right now, July 8th. Middle of summer. towards the beginning of summer, July 8th. The year is 2022. And I'm pretty sure, even in 2030, 8 years from now, Tamiya will still be putting out TT-02 kits. I'm pretty sure. It's a little bit timeless, and it's kind of a workhorse. You know, it kind of does everything it needs to do. It fills that kind of first car beginner kit pretty well. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's anything else on road that would be a better build than the TT-02. So STI, did I cut something? No, I didn't. So it's going to be in that circle on each side. Yeah, yeah, I don't, because all they need to do is just come out with new bodies every year. Something retro, something vintage, or something new. Like I think this year, the Supra is quite popular. The new Supra is quite popular, and they have that in the in a new TT-02 kit. What else? I think it came out last year, 2021. What else? There may be more and more variants, like the FT, the Freelander. And that's all Tamiya has to do. Just keep milking this workhorse of a chassis. People will continue to buy it. I think it's a little bit off. Looks like it's a little bit lower and to the right. I think it's closer to that. No? No. It's closer to the center. But definitely center and center. Gosh, I'm having a hard time doing this. Because it's hard to see the line of the circle. It's kind of hard to see the circle. I think that's pretty good. Let's see how I did. I think it looks okay. Not too worried about it. Yeah, and that's kind of the cool thing about YouTube, and that's why I push all of the streams to YouTube, because if I don't, it will soon disappear from Twitch. Unless I download it, which I don't. I just push it over to YouTube. You probably be watching it from there right now. And it kind of acts as my archive. And like I said, that's kind of the cool thing about YouTube and Twitch, how they interact. You know, 10 years from now, somebody could be watching this video and say, that decal is crooked, bud. Easier with my fingers than with the tweezers. Obviously. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright. There we go. Got both sides. What else? That was 55, so now we're looking for 56, which are the Pirellis, the bigger Pirellis. We're almost done. So 57's right here. 56 is in the back. Here and here. Oh, actually, no. Here and here. Let's see. There. 6. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be on time. I think I should be able to do this in 2 hours. I was going to save putting the 1060 ESC in for the stream. I decided not to because of cable management. I hate doing cable management. On camera, on stream, whatever. It's kind of a trial and error for me. Sometimes it could take me quite a long time to do it. And I didn't want that frustration to be on stream. Wow, I got it really close. Probably too close. Yes, so I didn't want to do that on stream. I just did it earlier this afternoon. All right. Okay. Oh no, the other side. I am right-handed. It's pretty close. There we go. 56, 57, we said were these lights right there. Where are those lights? Are they lights? 57. Oh, no. Pirelli. Oh. I think I have to finish this. Do the same thing with splitting these two apart. Oh no, I think I can do this. Okay, that wasn't too hard. I do have to be pretty tight with this one because it goes on Kind of like the lip right here, I believe. Yeah, right above the signal light. So let's see if I can get this done. I still have to find a mirror. I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's back. I may have put it back in the box. So that's a problem that I'm going to have, is to find the mirror. So I think it's something like that. Am I correct? It lines up maybe a little bit further forward. No, it's too far. Okay, let's try that. See how that looks. Let's see, I'm trying to get this straight. Okay. All right. Whoop. Not too bad. Could be much worse. All right. I like it when all the decals go on and the car just takes on a whole different, life of its own. It's pretty cool. Like liveries really do a lot for a car, and especially for a car kit like this. It's a little bit further back, closer to that. And a little bit forward. Okay. It's gonna be pretty good. There we go. What's next? Let's see. That was 57, so 58. 58. 59 is this, so 58 is also these two. So I just gotta find it. Where are those ovals decals? Oh, there it is in the front. Each side of the, what is that called? The skirt? All right. Oh, tell me if you prefer scissors or hobby knife when you do your decals. You know, you can, even I can if I wanted to, use a hobby knife and a straight edge, or just freehand, doing what I'm doing right now. In my opinion, something like this would be harder with hobby knife, obviously. So I tend to use hobby knife, I'd say like 95% of the time. And then for just so happens there's a straight line or something that's hard to get to with a pair of scissors, I will go to the hobby knife. I can use it, I just choose not to. And I know some people are very, very good with a hobby knife. I'm just not that guy. I think knowing your strengths and weaknesses is a important trait. So 58 goes on the front and 59 goes in the back. So let's see. So it goes kind of like right here. Is it a little bit higher? I think it's a little bit higher and a little bit closer to the front of the car. Let's see. Maybe like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good right there. All right, there we go. Let's try to do the same on the other side. Do my best. I think that's all you can do, is do your best. Some people's best are better than your best. Your best is better than some people's best. Don't need to compare each other. Don't need to gloat. Don't need to feel bad about yourself. Everybody's good at something. Just be better than you were yesterday. That's all. So like I said before, maybe in the next kit I can cut out the decals faster and finish the kit earlier. But I actually prefer kits with a lot, with a lot of decals. I just wish they were already pre-cut. I think decals bring a car to life, and that's kind of why I tend to not buy passenger car kits. There is quite a few TT-02 cars that have no livery. It's just the red MX-5 or something like that, or the Supra, just by itself. No, it's not the GT version. I think those are kind of boring, and it's just not as interesting as something like this. This is almost like a kit on its own, the body. I'm talking about the entire body, like painting and the decals and putting on the mirrors and spoiler and stuff. It's almost like you have two kits. You have the chassis of the TT-02, and when you're done with that, you got to put the body together. It's kind of like a little extra bonus you bought for yourself. This side is a little bit lower than that side, but it's okay. No one will notice. And now the back. And I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's having a good summer or whatever time, or having a good year, whatever time you're watching this video. Like I said, it could be 2030 by the time you watch this video. So I was in the car today. Interesting observation that I want to talk about. So I was in the intersection, waiting at a light, and I want to say there were about 20 cars around me. In front of me, behind me, on the left, on the right. On a one left turn lane, two going straight lane, and then one right turn lane, so 4 lanes. And there were about 20 cars around me. And just casual observation, there were 2 electric cars around me today, at that time. Ironically, it wasn't Teslas. It was a Rivian truck and a Hyundai Iconic 5, I think they're called. So I saw 2 electric cars out of those 20. So that's what, 10%? And I was thinking, what about, say, 5 years from now, or 8 years from now when it's 2030, or even next year at the same time. So next summer, and I just happened to drive on that intersection and waiting at the light again, how many electric cars will I see around me? And I think my best guess, if we're talking about 2030, I would say it's going to be closer to 15. I think by 2035 it'll probably be 18 or even 19 electric cars, and 1 or 2 gas cars, internal combustion cars. And then by next year, I think I just don't see that many. I mean, other than Teslas, they just keep coming out. I start seeing the Porsche. I start seeing the Polestar car. I don't know what the name of the Polestar one is, but I've seen that one several lately. It might be the same guy over and over again, but I've seen that near me. And this is my 3rd Rivian that I've seen, which is interesting. I've also seen the Fisker around where I live. So yeah, I thought it was just interesting, just as an observation, how many cars there were that were electric, and how many I think will be electric as time goes on. And I think by 5 years from now, I think it'll be 50-50. I think it'll be like 10 electric and 10 internal combustion cars in 5 years. And then, like I was saying, it's just going to get more and more common. I have a love for muscle cars. I had a Challenger before the car that I'm currently driving. And it was the best car I've ever driven in my life. And I've owned probably 10 different cars. And that was the most fun I've ever had. And I didn't necessarily drive fast all the time. It was just having that car makes you feel different. Hard to describe. Everybody should own a muscle car once in their life and experience that. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't really want to give up that engine roar, the throaty startup sound, and the low grunt. Just not the same when you're pulling into, or when you get your car out of the valet and you get into the valet and everybody's watching you at the valet line and you pull away in a Tesla quietly. But if you were in a Hellcat, everybody will know that you're leaving. And of course, you could be one of those people that shun attention. Totally understandable. Totally understandable. It's not for everybody. You don't have to make a lot of noise when you leave someplace. It's not. It's really just a preference. But you know, I kind of like it. I kind of like the attention. Oh, that's way lower than I thought it was. Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, it's just something probably I grew up with when I was younger. I don't know. There we go. I think that was the last livery decal. I think. Yeah, I don't see any more fluorescent pieces. So let's go to 60. And 60 is the door handle on this side. Right there. So that should be this one. Yes. So we're getting very close. I think I have like 5 decals left. And it's going to depend if I can find that mirror. Oh no, where'd it go? Is it right here? Where's the door handle? Oh. Kind of hard to see. Where was it? I think I see the outline of it right here. I think it's right here. Let's see. I think it's right there. Yeah, I think it is. I can see it very faintly. There you go. Almost didn't want to put that on. Okay, and then the other. Pretty sure it was just here. Let's see. Let me just make sure I didn't drop it here somewhere. Let's throw some pieces away and look for that door handle. And this is why you should throw these pieces away as you make them. Otherwise, you'll be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Flipping over blank pieces. If I lost it, I'm going to have to dig it out somewhere later and not do it on stream. I know I had it. I cut it out earlier today. And if I re-watch the stream right now, I bet you it was right here just a few minutes ago. And I can probably get a hint of where it went. Is it stuck on my hand? No. Crazy. Something basically stood up and walked away. It's frustrating. Let's see. Is it underneath? No. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it. Did I drop it earlier and didn't notice? I don't think so. I'm going to have to watch the rerun of this stream and see if I can spot it. Unfortunately, it was right here and it was just out of camera view. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Oh, there it is. It was in the towel. Okay, this side I don't see it at all. Okay, it's right there. Okay, it's very, very faint. You won't be able to see it on the stream. Very faint. I can barely see the bottom of the handle, but I see it nonetheless. So, piece of cake. Do it from the top again. Alrighty. Cool. Glad I found it. Alright, so that was 61 and 62, and oh no, 62 is this right there, the turn signal. So let me do that. This one is going to be this side, I think. Yeah, this one is going to be this side. And I think I can probably, yeah, I should still do this. I think doing it this way makes my life easier. I was just going to place it, peel the whole thing off and place it, but I think this will make it a little bit easier for me. All right, not too bad. Could have been better, but I'll let myself off the hook. So I had the idea today that I've built how many cars so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just finished, this was the third one. The Porsche was the fourth Tamiya kit recently. And I did all 4 of them on stream. Which is not the format that I normally do on my YouTube channel. I usually put out individual videos, and I basically one video is one part of the car, and the streams are not in that format. Streams are just whatever I get done in 2 hours, and then I stop. So I don't think everybody got a chance to see kind of the final product on any of the 4 cars. So I was thinking I would just make a video and kind of talk about the cars, the Neo Fighter, the Holiday Buggy, this TT-02, and the TA-03 Porsche 911. I think that would be, I don't know if it would be interesting, but it's something that I've done before when I finished several kits. I did a video on I think it was the TT-02D and a couple others. It was a drift car, maybe something I built a while ago actually. But yeah, just cars that I have never talked about or shown. I'd like to bring them out in one video, and I'm just going to do this real quick. I can't see. Okay. Is that lined up? Not quite. The decal is bigger than the piece. Oh well. Let's see. Okay. Oh wow. I am way off. Well, just shove it in there, and I don't think anybody will notice. That's another one of those be easier on myself things. I hope I don't have to take this off to install this, but if I have to, I will. It's just a pin in the back, so it's not terribly difficult. It's just annoying. Yeah, so that didn't come out so great. That didn't come out so great. I don't know if you can see. It's okay. It's good enough. Very cool, very cool. Looks great. Have the body pins right here. All the decals are done. I want to put a Tamiya one somewhere. I like these Tamiya decals. What do you think? Maybe put one right here. Let's see. Maybe just like right there. Or, well, no, I don't want to get it away. Or I can put it right here. And put one on each side. Let me see what that looks like. That'll be cool. One on each side. This is just my own preference. I like these Tamiya decals. I like it. I like the way they look. I like black and white decals, especially on a white car. So I think I'm going to have it match this line right here, and just try to get it as straight as possible. Da-da-da. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty close. And let's see what happens. Da-da-da. All right. That's cool. I don't know if you can see that, but that's cool. I like that. Let's do the next one. Let's do the other side. I haven't decided if I'm going to drive this yet. If I'm going to drive this or just put it on the shelf. I have no idea. I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to definitely drive the Neo Fighter. I like the thing. I like the way it came together. I think it's going to do well on the track. And I think it's going to be fun to drive. So I'm definitely going to drive that one. This is just another TT-02 I have. So, you know, I know it's a rally version. It's taller and everything. And I can compare it to the MF-01. I can compare it to the XV-01 that I'm going to build. So maybe I'll save it for when I'm done with the XV-01. So tomorrow I'll probably make that video and then take it to storage. Definitely going to take the boxes to storage. Oh no, there's a lot farther back than this side. Oh. I'm way off. It's like way down here. Okay, that's close. All right. I like the way that looks. I like the way that looks. Look at that. Pretty cool. I like that decal. Okay, let me clean up a little bit, and then I'll bring the chassis back over. And the way I like to clean these little things, I don't have a brush, and this surface is textured anyway. I have this thick, very wide blue tape. And I just take a decent sized piece and just grab them all. I could have probably picked up these ones first, but why not? Just have the tape pick it all up. It's not picking it up. Yeah, it definitely gets the small ones. These I can get myself. Yeah. This is the best way that I have found to pick up these little scraps. Works on carpet too. If you get some of these on your floor, but I think a lot of people don't build their kits in their inside. Well, I don't know. I don't know. That's too generalized, what I just said. I feel like a lot of people have a dedicated room in the garage or whatnot to build all their kits, and I don't have that. This is just regular work desk that I clear out. I move the computer over and I clear the space to stream and make videos. All right, bring the chassis back in. I wish I had the angle facing this way so I can show you the ride height that I have. It's a little tight on the back. I want to show you the clearance. It looks very dramatic like that when I lift it up sideways like that. But when I set it down, and the suspension arms obviously lift up, the wheels go up a little bit, I think it is at the perfect height. I'm not sure if this is the correct height, but I think this is a good height for me. I kind of like the way it looks right now, and I know there's enough clearance, so if I want to kind of put this on the ground on some dirt, I think it'll do fine. So all right, I want to show you guys this car. So definitely I'm going to make a video this weekend and have it kind of more at a POV angle and kind of show you guys. I have a small turntable. I'll set it on top. And I just want to show you guys the car finished products. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be pretty neat to do. And I would say, well, I messed up right here pretty bad. The mask was too high, so that the paint is above the black line. So that's another thing I did wrong. But it's okay. It's just a toy. So another viewer and friend, Sandwich, has the same kit, and he painted the wheels gold, and it looks really good. I didn't want to do it. There's one more thing to paint, which I didn't want to paint. I might change. These are just the nickel finish wheel nuts. I might change these to black. I may even try to look for gold or bronze, whatever this color is. It's kind of like a matte. It looks closer to bronze than it does gold. So I'm gonna maybe try to find some wheel nuts. Yeah, you know, if I weren't building so many kits, I would be really looking forward to driving this thing. As it is, I like these cars on the shelf. They just look great on the shelf. Oh, I really like this Tamiya decal. It looks really good. I think it would have looked good right here as well. No, that's right. There's a bunch up a little bit, maybe right here. But yeah, it's already on. It's already on. Yeah, I think so. If I had to give this kit a review, of course, it's just a TT-02. It's not terribly hard to build. Haven't driven it yet, so I can't, review it in terms of that. But it's just in general a TT-02. TT-02, is I've built all of the entry-level on-road touring car kits. I have a Kyosho FW, no, not the FW, Phaser Mark II. That wasn't a kit, but I have taken that thing apart. I put a brushless system in, and I know the mechanics of how that car works. I like that car, but I think the TT-02 is better. I've also put together, also not a complete kit like this, the HPI RS4 Creators Edition. I put that together, and that was just adding, that was just putting on the arms, or I forgot what it was. I think all I had to do was install the servo and a couple other things. It wasn't a full kit like this. But again, I didn't like the way that car drove. This out of the box is okay. TT-02 in general is okay. It's not great. But there are quite a few hop-ups for the TT-02, and I think that is where this car shines. And I happen to have a hobby shop that stocks Tamiya parts. So, yeah, for me, the TT-02 is probably the best entry-level touring car. Either if you want to bash or if you want to maybe think about racing. I think you're getting the most for your money with the Tamiya kit. And I think this would be this particular one, the rally version, is particularly good for just general purpose, first time kit builder, first RC car, because these tires are quite aggressive tread wise, so you can drive this on road on the pavement and on the dirt. I think it would do fine on a dirt track or path. So, and it has high ground clearance, relatively speaking. So I think this particular version of the TT-02 is quite good for a first timer or somebody who just wants to dip their feet into touring cars, on-road cars. This is a good hybrid between a off-road buggy or truggy or whatever you started with. I think this would be a good kit to transition if you want. That's pretty much what I did. I kind of started with this time around. I was young. I had the Grasshopper, Wild Willie 2, and the Fast Attack vehicle. So arguably all those three are off-road cars. And when I got back into the hobby a few years ago, I think I started with it. I'm pretty sure I started with a Slash. Actually, it was a Dramita SC18 or Dramita, whatever how you pronounce that brand. SC18. So it was a short course truck, 18 scale, and I like that thing. Too bad the ESC is sold in it's like I forgot what comes. I think it's the receiver and the ESC, and it's very hard to get. When the car broke, I just basically hung it up. I just didn't want to drive anymore. So I've had a lot, and then I started racing two-wheel drive buggies because I have a track down here in Southern California, which sadly is no longer around. All the tracks basically in Southern California are gone. There's really only one left right now. Well, 10 scale. There's always Revelation for 8 scale off-road. Pegasus Hobbies closed their track. They moved. OCRC closed. LRH or LHR, I forgot what it's called, in Orange County also closed. So the only thing right now is Huckleberry. I think it's called Huckleberry. In Santa Ana, Anaheim. I forgot what city it's in. One or the other. I think it's in Santa Ana. It's a great dirt track. It's a nice facility. I went there when it first opened, so they hadn't done too much to it yet. There wasn't power yet. What I don't like about that place is parking. You gotta kind of park on the side of the road, kind of next to it. There's not really a parking lot. I do have a handicap placard, and I like to usually. I don't have terribly bad mobility. I don't use a wheelchair or crutches or anything, but any kind of long walking bothers me, and it starts to start having trouble. So that's the only thing. You kind of have to walk all the way around, and it's a little bit of a walk. That I didn't like about it. The people weren't all that friendly, especially the people that worked at the lake. It's next to the Santa Ana Lake for a fishing kind of facility. So the last time I was there, I just didn't feel like I was the RC guys were very welcome. Like, it's all the fishing guys there. And they kind of looked at us like, what are you guys doing here? And they don't allow the RC guys, at least back then when I went there, when it first opened, they didn't allow the RC guys to drive into the parking lot to park there. It was only for the fishing guys. So that's another thing. Track itself is nice. I have a video on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It has the 8 scale, 10 scale track, and then it has the small scale track. Unfortunately, nitro is not allowed there, um, probably for noise zoning reasons. They are next to a lake. It would be bothersome to people fishing if you hear just nitro engines going back and forth. So I understand that. Other than that, yeah, they didn't have electricity the first time I went there. So that's another thing. Yeah, but the driver's stand is nice and big. It's high, so you get a very good vantage point. It's a bigger track. It's bigger than the old Pegasus track for sure. It's smaller than the Revelation track. But you know, they host races there every Thursday evening, I think, or every other Thursday evening. I'm not sure. I haven't checked their website in a while. I want to go back. I really want to go back. I want to take a couple of my cars and go back, and see what it's like now. I hope they would let me. There's a sign that says that, you know, in the small track that it's for small scale only, but I still like to put the maybe even this car and the MFO1X, the Ford Escort. I like to put those two cars on there and see how it does. I think the scale of that is perfect. The best track was the Pegasus track in my mind. I really enjoyed that track for making videos purposes. I think 8 scale racing track, second to none. I think Revelation has it down, unless you want to drive out to you know, further inland to do so. I think Revelation is probably the best track. On-road track wise, the Cal Raceway has a better surface, but it has fewer amenities. There's no hobby shop. You have to use an extension cord, long extension cord for power, and I think it's only open on Saturdays or Sunday. But it's a good surface. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice track. I have videos on that too. They held the Tamiya Championship Series a couple years ago. No, last year, and they held it this year too. I just didn't go. And it's a good track. It really is. But you know, Revelation is my home track. I race on road there when I have a chance. I'm not going to do that now. It's too hot. Maybe I'll do it again in the winter if I build a new car. I wasn't too crazy about the Yokomo SD9 that I had. Also wasn't crazy about the TT-02 RR. What I really want to do is race the FW06. I want to race the Nitro car, and just race in a novice class and go up against the guys who are not supposed to be in novice class, and the first timers that's driving a Slash or something. You know, Slash is a whole different. That's a whole different rant. If I can only have one RC car for the rest of my life, it would be a Slash. It would be a Slash two-wheel drive for sure. I think it has so much going for it, so many aftermarket parts that you'll never get bored of driving it and build and, you know, putting it together. However, it is far from a race car, but owners of the Slash and just Traxxas in general want to think of their car as a race car. And it's fine as long as you're racing against other Traxxas, just like Tamiya's. If you're not using a TA07, 08, or TB series on-road car, you're not going to be competitive. You're not going to take this TT-02, no matter what you do to it, and try to race a X-Ray T4 or a Mugen or a Yokomo B10. It's just not going to happen. You probably can't even beat a 3 Racing S64. So yeah, it has its limitations, and that's the same with the slash. If you race it against other Tamiya cars, it's a lot of fun. But unfortunately, at least at my home track at Revelation Raceway, even in the novice class, you're going to see an X-ray. And some people just don't want to go to the next class. They want to be the big fish in a small pond and beat a bunch of noobs with their X-ray T4s. That's kind of bad sportsmanship in my opinion. But you know, what can you do? It's free country. It's up to the track to enforce kicking them up to the next class. So that's it for today's stream. I think I've ranted enough. I think I already talked about 10 minutes already. So that's it. I'm done with the Subaru finally. And I appreciate you watching my stream. Appreciate you watching my YouTube video of this stream. And I will see you guys on Monday and start the XV01 Lancia Delta kit. I'll have a unboxing video hopefully Monday morning on my YouTube channel, and then in the evening I'll stream it live, the build. All right, so again, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, follow, hit that thumbs up, whatever you'd like to do, express yourself, leave a comment in the video. And if you liked any of the things you saw in this video, whether it be the tweezers or the X-Acto knife or the scissors, I'll have a link in the description. Goes to my Amazon storefront. This kit is available on AMain and Amazon if they're in stock, and Horizon if they're in stock. Depending on what time you're looking at this video, it may or may not be in stock, but I have a link to them. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday night. Good night.